Take the shot, every idea, give it all we got. Fans and voices unite the lot. This is the place where legends are made high. Welcome to the table, grab your seat, where passion runs wild and the world's all me. Debate it, play it, live it loud and proud. Gimmick Table Media, we draw the crowd. Cameras, voices rise from the ring to daily life. Stories clash, opinions fly. We're the spark you can't deny. From the boardroom to the ring, soap dreams and the battles we bring. Cards unfold, the future sings. Gimmick Table, do your thing. We spin the wheel, we take the shot. Every idea, give it all we've got. Fans and voices unite the lot. This is the place where legends are made high. Welcome to the table, grab your seat, where passion runs wild and the world's all me. Debate it, play it, live it loud and proud. Gimmick Table Media, we draw the crowd. On the board, football plays, indecisive words, terror truths and gamers adore. We're the pulse you can't ignore. Plot twists like a soap opera tune, replay life under the crescent moon. Every stream and every cartoon, GTM's vibe forever in bloom. No holding back, every genre's call. Stand up, speak out, let's have it all. From the small town dream to the stadium hall, you feel that buzz, that's Gimmick's call. Welcome to the table, right this way, where every voice has its say. From debate to the grand display.
Are you ready? Together with pride worldwide. This is for the dreamers, rebels and crew, for the fans in the back and the diehards too. Break the chains, let the passion ring. We're calling out hate in the squared off ring. Kicking out Act 2, where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. Kicking out Act 2, no tribal lines, just respect me and you.
They're really cute shirt factory.
Ishii's Days and All Those Who Slay, from virtual TLC matches to ring battles, from Wonder Woman to wrestling psychology. We've got a little bit of everything on deck tonight. Welcome to Kicking Out 2. I'm Michael, and with me is the High Priestess of Wrestling Discourse, the patron saint of Perpetual Side-Eye, and the co-captain of this crazy ship, my sister Tori. How are you doing today?
Oh, that was a good one. You spend too much time on.
I try. It's my entire point is here to pop you. Now, what's wonderful about today is we have got a wonderful guest with us today, Nikki Winters. Welcome into the show. Well, going to do a little work in the shoot interview. As Tori was saying backstage, it's more of a conversation. Like, we'll bring up topics, obviously, but we have no real format. We're just going to ask you questions, and you tell us whatever stories you want to talk about.
I'm down for that. I got plenty.
Wonderful, wonderful. I guess the first thing I want to know about is the name changes that you've went through. So you went from the Queen Bee to the Killer Bee to the Supreme God Queen to now the Goddess Above All. Is that just a change in character, or is that representative of you behind the character?
It's very much both in an instance. I feel like for me, wrestling is about if you have a character, wrestling is about evolving that character. So for me, like starting out with the Queen Bee, she's very, you know, she's small. She's starting out small. She's very much like finding her way,
Mhm.
finding what she can do, and trying to like put her name out there. And then there's the Killer Queen Bee, which is like a little bit more ruthless and and just like I kind of got enough for this. I'm gonna keep going and see what limits I can push. And then the Supreme God Queen is like, yeah, I can fucking do this, but I still got ways to go, but I can do this. And now the goddess above all is like, yeah, I ascended to a goddess now. Like I'm still a queen at the end of the day, but I ascended, and I can do what I want. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do. I don't have to fucking impress anyone but myself at the end of the day.
That's awesome. You hear it all the time from other people when they do interviews or when they talk behind the scenes, and they say that the best characters we have are ourselves turned up a little bit. So it's good to hear
Yeah.
that that mirrors a lot about just you personally as well.
Hmm. I kind of mapped this whole shit out like even before I started wrestling, if that makes sense. Like I knew who I wanted to be even like before I even stepped in the ring. Like I knew who Nikki Winters was. I knew who I wanted her to represent. I knew how I wanted her to dress or whatever. Did I think she gonna become real? No. She started out as a video game character I made on WWE2K, but then like, you know, he gradually started. Me and my friends, we all just started like, yeah, maybe we can wrestle and shit. And then Nikki Winters went from a virtual character to a real life person. And for me, it's like the character work when it comes to Nikki is all those names. I'm kind of like using aspects of myself. Like the queen bee is my ambition. The killer queen is my rage. The supreme god queen is my greed. And now the goddess above all is my pride, which is like also like a nod to the deadly sins, of course.
Yeah.
And then I also like I have like stuff I want to try out in like different promotions, different areas and stuff. I do have like, you know, I want to become the beauty queen one day and just like act on more of my vanity and
Hmm.
play on that and like protect my face and just be like, be a chicken shit coward sometimes. Or if I want to like work on my lust and my wrath, I want to implement the wicked queen who's kind of like, a little bit unhinged, a little bit, who very much will do some crazy shit to get ahead and like very much she's very dangerous, dangerous and sexy. But like that's like I'll look that out. Who knows? But that's the mystery of like watching Nikki Winters. You got to keep up.
It's wonderful to hear you plan that out though. Like you have it all set.
Love that.
It's a blessing that occurs sometimes because sometimes that shit don't work out. But honestly, like that's the fun of it. Like see what works, see what doesn't. It's wrestling.
Yep.
Hearing you took this as a character you created in a game and have turned into who you are is fantastic. He takes the time to build us as characters every year the new game comes out. So
Mhm. It's a
that's
lot of
amazing.
time.
It
Yeah, like
Much more now than it used to
I'm
be.
so intricate. Yeah, I mean, I'm so intricate about like how I want myself in the games. Like I will like I used to be in the um before I started wrestling. I used to run a wrestling blog. And through the wrestling blog, I met some creators called the Creative Wrestler Community on Instagram. Like through those girls, they basically like helped me make a nice little face texture, body texture, and put it in like morph my face into something that I really love. And like it makes my character look unique. It makes her look like you won't find her on like community creations or a simple fucking little search about like what you want in like a car or something. She's me. She's mine. Like she's like my personal doll. Now that doll is me, and I just basically I used to make outfits and post on Instagram about on my call community page and just like enjoy everything and stuff. And then gradually, like those outfits I've made artistically, they kind of became real life outfits. And all the gear I've wore are kind of like nods to what I've made for my character.
I was just about to ask that question is how many things have you created as a character on the game that you've made into real gear that you've used?
Honestly, the first gear I made on my creative character, my first ever gear I wore, which was like a battle royal I did at our student show at T2T. That was unintentional. That was purely unintentional. Cause like I didn't know what I wanted to do for gear at the time. I just decided like, all right, I'm just gonna throw something together and see what works. Cause I have an idea of what I want, but I don't got the funds to really execute that plan, especially because I'm just starting out and I really don't know. I want to execute all this craziness that's going on right now. So I kind of like well styled to me myself and my godmother, bless her, she really got me new wrestling boots specifically for that for starting.
Nice.
And once I looked at the pictures that was taken at the show, I'm looking at the gear design I had on my character that I did like at least like a year or two ago. I'm like, holy fuck, that's actually spot on. That was unintentional, but oh my god. So I don't know. It's kind of that's kind of tea. I don't know. And it's just like I also use my character as a way to manifest what I want in my wrestling career. Like I'll make her beat the greats at WrestleMania on a random game, whatever, and just like do all that because I genuinely saying I see it for myself. I genuinely see it for myself. I want to use my character as a way to kind of put it into the universe that this is what I want. This is what's going to happen for me. No less. That's it.
Okay. Do you have a favorite gear that you've done so
Ooh,
far?
that's a tough question. Um, I'm so intentional with my gears. Like I'm very so much so intentional. I always use my gear. Besides like using myself to tell a story, I use my gear to tell a story. So my favorite gear has to. Oh, damn, this is a hard question. Oh my god, I'm gonna name two of my favorites so far. They're very new. The one is the black one with the studs I wore at Blitzkrieg Pro,
Okay.
and that one just like I feel like that's Nikki Winters down. Like that's the staple of like who she is as a gear. Like it's very dominatrixy a little bit. At the same time, it's giving very much Halle Berry's Catwoman.
Hmm.
And I really love
Okay.
it.
Okay.
And then yeah, see, yeah.
We know. We know.
Then there's another one I wore recently. I'm planning to wear this weekend. It's very much it's a tribute to Naomi because I miss her
Okay.
down. I love her. It's my
Love
caution
Naomi.
gear. Yes, I love her so much. I the caution gear I wore is very much like it's a tribute, but also like I made it myself, and that's the first gear I've made for myself in
Okay.
years.
Okay.
Because I started out making my gears for myself, but then I'm like, okay, this is too much. I gotta start like this. It takes too much time and shit. So this caution gear, I was nervous. It's very intimidating on paper to like think about and make it. But I'm like, you know what? I want to do it. I want to see what I can do. I message people about what I can like what I can do. I talked to there's a wrestler there's a wrestler called Luxury Leah on Instagram, and she one time she competed at one of our student shows, and she told me she made her own gear, and I'm like that's fucking incredible. So I found myself and just thought about like I'm gonna like execute all this shit because this is kind of scary. Like it's very intimidating. So you know what? You know who would know? Leah. So I messaged her and she was like, okay. She sent me like the supplies I would need. She told me like this is what you need. This is a list. Here's what I would do. Here's what you can work with. I'm like, okay, great. Slim, oh, I call her something. Brianna Bands. She's also taught me like a few tips and tricks about making my gear as well. I kind of carry with me for like the longest because she makes her own gear as well. And like I kind of combined like their knowledge and kind of whipped something up for myself. I hated it. Well, I was doing abroad. I was like, I fucking hate this shit. Why am I continuing this bullshit? I hate it. But my gut told me, like, no, bitch, just continue and see what works. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna continue it. So I got like I ordered a few studs and I started studying the bra. And I'm like, wait, this is actually kind of tea. Let me show my dumb ass up and keep going. So I kept going and like laid out. It was like, okay, I like it now. I really fucking like it. I got like a little caution hand wraps to help tie everything together. And I realized the hand wraps are a little bit too long, so I cut them. And I'm like, you know what? I can also use this like excess hand wrapping to wrap around my arm, so like it can like to look at like an actual like a crime scene or whatever.
Hmm.
And I did the bottom. I started the bottoms and do the with bottoms. I found caution like socks, but I cut them into knee pad covers because I don't like not wearing no knee pad covers. They're like essential to me. And I said, you know what? I think you just look cute with fur boots because Naomi wore fur boots a lot too. So I did that and I put it on one day at a student show and I'm like, holy shit, I really fucking devoured this. Like this gear is like so fucking tea. And not to mention that gear is what caused me to go viral on TikTok because I was showing it off on TikTok and people were just like, that caused me to pop off there on TikTok. And I'm still getting my followers blown up because I went from at least 89 followers on TikTok to 320. Oh, I'm sorry, not 325, 331 as of today. Just because of
Okay,
that video that I posted of me and my gear. I'm like,
nice.
holy shit. So people are really fucking rocking with the caution gear. And then I posted it on Twitter and people started rocking with it on Twitter. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing numbers. Like, what's going on? So I mean, like, whatever, like, I guess it was fun. It was fun to like trust the process because like that gear is really what like popped off and shit. And like now I'm like, all right, so I gotta find a way to run on myself because how the fuck I'm gonna fucking class that
Are
gear?
you gonna follow
Right.
that up?
Yeah, I don't know, but like, but that's what makes it so much fun for me because I always kept saying this like no matter what gear I wore, I'm like, damn, I'm gonna top this one, and then somehow I managed to do it. There's another gear that apparently is everyone else's favorite as well. It's my butterfly gear,
Okay.
and I love that gear so much. I love the butterfly. It's like such a meaningful symbol and animal to me because it's like it's very trans like coded. Like
Yes.
you're starting out as like this little caterpillar and stuff, and then you sit in a cocoon for like months, and all of a sudden you come out as this beautiful fucking whimsical divine being. And I'm like that's why a butterfly is like my favorite thing to really use to represent myself. And I'm trying to like do more butterfly oriented gears because I do love the butterfly. But then I'm like, I'm seeing Tiffany Stratton do it. I'm like, fuck, now she's doing it all the time. People want to think I'm copying her, yada, yada, yada. So I don't know if I guess I can't do it frequently, but I still want to do it though because she don't
You
own a
still
butterfly. I
should.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, I want to do it. I'm trying to find like some more tools to help elevate that butterfly look because I want to like outdo my caution gear, like, but I'm virtually trying to like do more with the butterfly look. I do love the butterfly look.
Right. You mentioned Brianna, and you guys
Hmm.
keep ending up back in each other's orbits. At this point, are you two wrestling soulmates, or are you just going to annoy each other forever?
Oh, both, both, both. Me and Brianna are very much we're sisters. We're sisters. Frenemies and sisters. We're in a team up and just like do our thing and make history. But then sometimes we gotta beat each other's asses occasionally. Like she beat my ass a couple times, I beat her ass a couple times. It's like it's a continuing thing. It's a back and forth. But like besides that, like in all seriousness, me and Brianna are literally wrestling soulmates. So like down. She's the Sasha to my Charlotte Flair. Like there is no denying that every time we're in a ring together, we create magic because we trust each other to a point where like we're willing to do whatever the fuck it takes to make the match as amazing as possible. I have a few like three wrestling soulmates in
Okay.
total. Brianna is definitely one of them.
Right.
Then there's Calypto, and Calypto is like Cal, I call her Cal for short. Me, she is such a fucking amazing person and also like an amazing wrestler. Like she saw me in day one since I first started, and then like I remember she told me like she put me in her like New Year's Revolution card to wrestle. And I'm like, me? Like that's crazy. I don't know. Like ever since that first match we've had, we kind of like we've been in each other's orbits, like you said, like me and Brianna. And like it's like for me, it's like me versus Calypto makes as much sense as me versus Brianna. And
Okay.
we've always created magic no matter how much, no matter like what matches we're in, whether it's a triple threat or one-on-one on VPW or T2T, we've always bring the best out of each other. Another person that's like my wrestling soulmate is Angelo Carter.
Okay.
Angelo is like, he's my older brother. we're very much like cut from the same cloth. Like we have so much in common. Like he's a Libra, I'm a Libra. He loves Beyonce, I love Beyonce. We're very much like a mirror. Like he knows how to bring the best out of me. And I would hope I'd say the same about him. I bring my best out of him. But like we very much like know how to take like beat the shit out of each other and just like then have a little key. Like we're very much like MZs, if that makes sense.
Right.
So
But
like it's
when you trust
yeah,
somebody in
yeah,
the ring, it's easier to do whatever
yes.
because you trust that other person.
Yes, yes, yes. And honestly, like, and sometimes like I know we're gonna come across someone like we're gonna wrestle people that are like we don't really like trust as much. But at the same time, it's like it's the business, of course. Like that's gonna
Right.
gonna happen. I'm still gonna like do my best, to, like put on the best fucking show possible. But it's like
Absolutely.
it's always a bonus to like wrestle someone you can just vibe with and just like like you're gonna trust and do the craziest shit with, you know?
Right. And your match with Brianna at Battle Club Pros Fight for Pride 2,
Mm.
I saw that and I'm not gonna lie, I got emotional about it. Like it was representation mattered. It was such a big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah,
Like
I
two black trans women, it just was incredible. And you guys killed it.
yeah,
But just watching the intros and the crowd reaction and your reaction, I got emotional watching it when I watched it the first time because I was like, this is what we talk about when we say wrestling is a buffet.
yeah, yeah. So you're so fucking right. That match is literally one of my all-time favorite matches that day. And that was the first time me and Brie actually wrestled each other. The first time. And we didn't know how we didn't know the trajectory and the impact it would cause. And then when we went out there, before we went out there, we talked to Gabby Forza. I love Gabby so much. Gabby is literally like, I love
She
her.
is
I
definitely
need, yes, she's the
she's a
best.
friend of
I
the
love her.
program. We interviewed her
Yes.
and then we met her when they were here. We adore
Mhm.
Gabby and Bear both.
Yeah,
We're super
both,
happy for Gabby
yes,
getting signed.
yes, yes. And I keep telling her, Gabby, we need to have a match because I really want to wrestle you. But back
I'd
to the
love to
story,
see
of
that.
course. Yes. Before we went out there, Gabby was like, before you get you, she pulled us aside. She's like, before you guys get to it, I just want you to sit there and just take it all in. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it. Fuck yeah, let's do it. So when we went out there, and then he made the announcement that this is the first time ever at Battle Club that two back shows are like having a match like this. And I'm like, oh shit. Oh, my heart jumps my ass. And then I see Bree crying in her corner. I'm like, oh shit. And I look at my best friend Callison, like Callison, I want to cry now. Like, I was like, you're not. I'm like, I'm gonna cry. I have to fan my eyes before I'm crying. Then it's just a whole emotional roller coaster. And then after like we were just like so focused in the match, like we were just like fucking each other up. My mom was in the crowd. Like one thing about my mom make me cry. And I hate when she does that. 'Cause when she's in the crowd, she's gonna make me cry down. So when we finished, and plus she's really the loudest person in the room. Every time my mom watches me wrestle, she's the loudest person in the room. Loudest. Like even like usually I'm able to turn like tune out like people outside the in the crowd because I'm trying to focus on what's going on in the ring. Mama, I don't need to do my mom. My mom
You
will
can't
scream. She'll
you
scream.
can't you can't tune out mama. It doesn't work.
You
You
can't.
can
You
try, but
can't.
it doesn't work.
You can't. You cannot. So like, I'm like, we finished the match, and that's just like so emotional for me. That I hear the ref in my ear saying, "You did the fucking thing. You guys are fucking amazing. Take this in. You deserve all this." I'm like, "Oh, now you're making me fucking cry." Now I'm in shambles, and then he holds my hand, and I'm crying my eyes out. My mom was like, "You got it, baby. Mom, please, not now. Oh my god." Now I'm like, I'm supposed to be like the mean queen bee bitch right now, but I can't because y'all making me cry. It's crazy. And like, and then like my mom showed me the footage she captured. Like she was recording the whole show, not the whole show, but like, our match. And literally like, bro, I'm watching a video back and when I hit my finisher and that ref reaches a 3 count, my mom drops her phone. And while screaming and like cheering and saying that she picks it back up. You can see it. I'm like, oh my God. I posted it on Twitter and I went viral on Twitter for that. it was crazy. People love both, of course, because people love my finisher, but also like because like my mom's reaction to me when it was just like fucking chef's kiss,
I,
hilarious and like wholesome.
yeah,
But yeah, it was like yeah,
he had mentioned it to me, and he's like, "Have you seen this?" And I was like, "No, I haven't." And I went and watched it. I'm sitting here working, just tears because it was such an amazing moment.
yeah. No, like after the match was over too, like we were drying our tears backstage, like hugging each other and all that. Then we decided to come out and like I went to straight to my mom and like talk to her and she was like, "You did such a great job, yada yada yada." And she went to after the match, so she went to sleep early because she needs to get back on the road back to our house in Jersey because you know. And then Bear Bronson comes up to us and he is like giving us a big ass bear hug and just telling us how like we had him emotional and how we killed and all that, which is like it was very affirming. And and then like we also had numerous trans people come up to us to tell us like they're emotional now. They're telling us how much like we like inspired them and told us like what we did mattered. I'm just like, holy shit, like this is crazy. Like I didn't know it was gonna be like this big. I genuinely didn't know, but like it makes me feel good that I was part of something so huge and I can have that under
Yeah.
my belt. That was one of my goals starting out wrestling. I did want to make history. I didn't know when it was going to happen, but I did want to make it happen. And yeah, made it happen all the time. So cool.
I want to take a step back. You're talking about T2T. And that's where you started your training. I saw
Mm,
where you're talking about Logan and that how he was basically like a dad to you. Do you want to tell
yeah.
us a little bit about Logan?
Yeah. Oh my God. That man is like, okay. I'm gonna start from like the little tippy top. Like for me, a deep distrust for men in general. Deep distrust. But for him, it's just like day one, I was kind of like, I was nervous as fuck. Then like I was still happy to be there. And then of course, my second week, I injured myself because I didn't stretch. So the stretch, always stretch before your matches, folks. Please do, because make sure to do that all the time now. Never like I would tell him like, oh, I can't do that. He's like, yes, you can, try it. I'm like, okay, I guess. So I would do it. I'm like, oh, I guess I could do that. Who would have thought? And like genuinely, like when I first started, I was worried that I wasn't gonna be able to lift people up, do body slams. I wasn't gonna be able to do this crazy shit that they wanted me to do. But then with the help of Logan, of course, CPA, they made me realize like you can do so much more than you think you could. Especially Tracy Williams hot sauce. Like he was like they basically like hammered into my head like you are far more like than you think you are, and that you give yourself credit for it. Like, especially with like Logan Black, he will, well, Jake, sorry, Logan Black, of course, but he would make sure like he would make sure I'm comfortable, but he'll also push you to a point where he knows I can do something, and he'll say, "I think you can do it. Try it. If you can't do it today, you'll try it tomorrow, or whatever," and so on. And like I'm like, okay, sure. And then I would try it, and I would get better at it, and like gradually like holy shit, I'm at a place where the stuff I didn't think I could do back then before I even started, I can do 10 times over right now. I can live a grown man with no issue. Simple as that. And like it just goes to show like when you have teachers that really care and you have teachers that really like embed in your head that like you can do this and like they know you can do this, it's gonna help 10 times, tenfold. Like truly speaking, like I genuinely wouldn't be here without Jake, my dad, or CPA or Tracy Williams, especially because bouncing back to Jake, like he would come countlessly all the time, look out for me, and like say, "Oh, Nikki will be good for this. Nikki will be good for that." He will always put my name, mention my name in certain spots because he genuinely. I don't want to say thanks. He genuinely knows I can do it. Yes, and that's really affirming to like really hear from him that like I have my money on you, and especially with the actions, he's showing like I have my money on you, like I know you can do it, so I'm gonna put you in positions where I know you can fucking do it, and like it's very affirming and very like wholesome. That was like that's the the fatherly love that I didn't know I needed that I have now from him.
Is there anything he's told you that still sticks with you as far as like advice or
Yes, yes. I'm going to have to work 10 times harder to get even half as much as someone who is white, this or whatever. And he says you have to be 10 times better than them all the time. So as a black trans, I'm gonna have to absolutely be the absolute best to get just like a little percentage of what they have. And like that has been in my head for the longest of times. And I know it's a sad reality, but also it's like a valid one because I don't want to. I always tell myself like I don't want to half-ass anything I fucking do in the ring. I don't want to be lazy. I don't want to be known as a bitch who just like doesn't want to take anything. You want to give it to me, I'll take it. Tell me how to do it. If I don't know how to do it, tell me how to do it. I'll take it. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll always be a mirror for my opponent. Like just give me what I'm going to give you, and I'm fine. Like, I don't care. Like I don't care who the match is in front of. I don't care if it's like in front of like a bunch of kids or a birthday party or like if it's in front of a small audience. I don't care what setting it's in. I'm going to put my whole fucking ass, pussy, and titties into my match because I believe every match is an audition. Someone may not be watching right now in the audience, but someone's gonna be watching that fucking tape in the long run to see if you can really keep up, like you said you can, or that you boast about in social media. That's it. I'm always gonna put my heart and soul into what I do. I don't want to half-ass anything because I feel like that. I don't want to ever take the lazy way out. That's gross to me.
um it, one of the things we also talk about on the show a lot is we try to bring a lot of visual to mental issues as far as what you're going through and all that stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, everybody sees the bumps and bruises and the physical stuff you guys go
Yeah,
through. Can you talk a little bit about like the mental of what's behind the
for
game?
sure, for sure. I feel like mental issue doesn't get talked about enough, and be flat out and say this: wrestling is not fucking easy. It's sure for the body, but also for the mental. It's very much like it's show business at the end of the day. Like sometimes you're just not. People are gonna look at you and be like, "Yeah, we don't want you because like just the way you are. That's it." Like that's what it is. And like it will pull at your psyche a little bit. Like, oh, like maybe I'm not good enough as I thought I was, or maybe I can't do this. Maybe they don't really see what I see in myself, and I kind of maybe what I see in myself is kind of falsy if they don't see it because I want to be in these positions, but people don't want me in these positions. So what do I do? And like sometimes the physicality of it can get really depressing as well because like there are times where shit would happen, and then I just get so overwhelmed, overstimulated, where I would just like walk away, close the door to the bathroom, and while the training session is going on, and just like cry, and then get mad. There was one time like something I forgot what happened, but I was just so overwhelmed. I went to the bathroom. I called my mom. I'm like, Mom, I don't think I can do this anymore. She was like, Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because you devoted too much time into this. Like, sure, this shit, we know it's not gonna be easy, but she told me, like, yeah, you got this. You can't give up, right? You just can't give up just because shit gets hard. That's what it is. You paid for this. You knew this was gonna happen. You worked hard for this. Clean up your tears, take a deep breath, go back out there and just do what you gotta do. And I've been doing that since. And yeah, like I'm at a place where like it doesn't happen as often, but at the same time, I'm a bad bitch with emotion. That's what it is. And there are times where I'm like, shit, like I feel a little bad or I feel a little terrible, but that's valid. That's what makes me human. It makes and that's what shows that I care what I'm doing and about the business itself. But wow, one day I'm gonna feel a little the next time I'm gonna bounce back and make sure I'm gonna pull myself out that little hole and be like, yeah, bitch, you got this. Let's go. People, look, I'm gonna make history. Like I said, first I did it, but I wanna elevate myself to make that bigger history. Who else is gonna be but you? And why not you?
Hmm.
Why not you? Why not? Who says it can't be you? Marky, who runs a little promotion in West Bubblefuck somewhere. Okay, but with other people who see who see that you can do it and shake this shit up. Literally, Charlotte Flair. She gave me words of praise in the DMs. Nikki Bella did too. But I have a whole all these number of women that follow me on my Instagram. Talk to who I look up to this day. Told me I'm doing the damn thing to keep going. So if they're seeing it, why the fuck am I worried about what the I'm seeing? The bitches who carry the world title in the big leagues see what I can do and like what the fuck I can do. Why the fuck do I care about what Marky thinks about and why he wouldn't book me? Or what Twitter user 050501 thinks about how I do my wrestling.
Mhm.
She's still for the growth of the gays, and that's it. Y'all just collateral. I don't give a fuck what you say. And it's like I said, Charlotte Flair, Nikki Bella, who else? Kaylani. Who else? Liv Morgan. They see me and they see what I'm capable of, and they fucking fuck with that, and they want to keep up with me by following me to see that. Well, fuck, watch out, it should say. I got the bad bitches in my phone. What you got?
Right?
Right.
Okay, okay, exactly. That's what it is.
Nothing wrong with knowing you're a bad bitch.
That's
Um,
right.
so you mentioned a lot of big names there, and
Mhm.
I kind of want to tie that into something specifically you said you want to talk about. So I'm interested what your want is to talk about on this thing. We're comic book fans. We love comic book stuff. You said you wanted to specifically talk about Wonder Woman. So
Yes, I love. Oh my gosh. Okay, I love Wonder Woman down. Like she's literally like she embodies the ideal, the powerful female archetype that I love. Like I tell you, literally some of the moves I see her doing in anime movies, like in wrestling, or not in wrestling, that I do myself. Like I see her do a two-piece combo. I'm like, oh, how can I turn into a wrestling move? All right, bop, 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 got that. But not until I think I literally call one of my finishers the Queen's Lasso of Wonder Woman because it's there. Like I'm literally wrapping my legs around your head and like pulling your arm. I'm literally ensnaring you into like a big ass hole. That's the Queen's Lasso. I'm the
That's
yep.
queen. It's
fantastic.
my lasso. You know. So like to me, like Wonder Woman is like I got my little claws right my little claws thing right there. But to me, she is what I aspire to be because she's everything I always wanted to be when I was younger. Just like just powerful, passionate, but demanding. Like she sees the world as this beautiful place, but at the same time she knows how cruel it can be. But she doesn't let that make her heart old. She's very much like I can teach people to be better. I can teach people to be understanding. I can teach people to be change their ways and see that there's better ways of handling things. And for me, I'm like how this connects to me in my wrestling career is like always say I don't want to be known as just a trans wrestler. I don't. Like I just want to be known as Nikki Winters, who just so happens to be black, a woman, or trans. That's it. For me, it's like I feel like if people see my talent first, they're not gonna care what my identity is. They're gonna just want the girl who can do a fucking moonsault off the top rope. That's it. And there was a time where like I didn't think that could happen, but then I'm like, no, I want that to happen. And then it happened because I don't remember when it was. I think it was somewhere in late April. I'm trying to do like hair math because that's the only way I can like remember when certain things were happening. But definitely was April because I had the hairstyle. Got it. So I'm Calypto to do a show with her in Massachusetts for VPW. It was at a university. And I'm like, hell yes, I wanted to stick my foot out the door more because I want to like go everywhere more and stuff. Like that's I'm a wrestler, I have to do that. Oh, made my entrance. And I was the heel in the match, of course. I was the bad girl. I was a mean girl. And unfortunately, sometimes some of the fans were just like, Yeah, we fuck with her. Like, yeah, she's like, I'm like, okay, Terry, like y'all fuck with me, but I'm trying to be like a bad guy, but y'all are just not feeding into it. Of course, so I'm making my entrance. Here, all couple, like, a few little hecklers in the front, a few boys talking about, oh my gosh, she's a guy, and I'm like, oh, here we go. So that's been one of my biggest fears for a while. But then I talked to Nyla Rose, and Nyla Rose was like, look, that's gonna happen. But how you react depends on depends on like what you get out of it, you know? Like it's gonna happen no matter what. So either you just like take it on the nose or you let it destroy you. I'm like, huh, she's right. Okay. So when that happens, I was gonna panic and just like get thrown off my game. But then I'm like, no, because this is not the Nikki that walks around every day and just enjoys herself. This is Nikki Winters. Nikki Winters doesn't take that shit. Nikki Winters is a powerful ass bitch. She's a fucking queen. She rules this motherfucker. So I looked at him and I said, "So the baddest bitch you'll ever motherfucking see. What now?" And I turned and didn't finish doing my entrance. That just like made me feel so powerful. And we were doing the match, and the match was fucking incredible. And I can't wait to show y'all that one. That one was really that. But that's why I say me and Clifton are fucking soulmates in the ring too, because we just did magic in that match, and it got to a point where people didn't give a fuck about whether I was trans or not. They saw talent I displayed just because of the match. And after the match was over, mind you, I'm the heel. After the match was over, people were just fucking cheering so loud for me. Even the people in the front were kissing my ass and that was just being transphobic. I'm like, oh, so so the story shifted now. Like y'all want to talk your shit, but now you want to worship the queen. Okay, see how it is. But such a fun dichotomy and to see how much the mind can shift when people see something that they fuck with, you know? And I was like, okay, like me and Kill did a little handshake at the end of the match, and I gave her a big hug. And I thought I was gonna walk to the back. The promoter radio, he's like, no, 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 go to the front to talk to the people in the front. Come on, I went to the front, give a few people a few hugs and stuff, because like, yeah, because people were there, they were trans as well, and they wanted to talk to me. Like, cool. Now I can walk my ass to the back again. He's like, hey, radio stopped me again. It's like, no, I want you to go up to the rafters and take a bow. I'm like, okay, shit, damn, all right. Okay, so I walked up to like we were in a gymnasium, mind you. So I walked up to the bleachers, and these students, everyone was just clapping and showing me their appreciation, and and I just took a bow. And I walked right back to the back. And radio's the promoter for VPW here in New York. It's like, yeah, he just told me to like take it in and just like appreciate what you built and how many people you shifted. And after that match, it just made me realize, like, holy shit, like that's the goal that I wanted people to see Nikki Winters and not just not as a wrestler, not just a trans wrestler. They saw that at the beginning, but then once they saw what I could do, they fucking ran with this. They knew who I was legit.
Mhm.
And then like the day after that, it was a double weekend. Oh, when it comes to children, I'm very much like a mom. 'Cause that's all I know. I get it from my mom and my grandmother. So I was a heel again. And usually when I'm a heel, I'm a bitch. I'm mean. But these are kids were around. And I'm like, I don't want to be mean to a kid. Like, it's just not my thing. Like, I can't do that. I'll just like be a prissy little princess, you know? Like, oh no, like I'm too good for this. Like, I'll be that. That's the maximum I'll go when it comes to the kids.
Right.
So the promotion I was wrestling for was in Maine for the first time ever in EWA. And I was versing Calypto again, but it was also with Selena Hakate. Selena's amazing. I love her so much. So we did a triple threat, and these kids, even though I was a bad girl, they kept chanting my name. They loved me. They loved who I was. Even the adults were just so excited to see me. And I'm like, I'm the bad guy. Y'all should have me do all this for me. But that didn't matter. And then after the match was over and the show was over, I walked out that curtain, I got bombarded with so many people. I need to kind of take a picture with them. That's can I sign this? Can I sign that? Because they just saw Nikki Winters and not this trans wrestler. It was just now like all that weekend alone was just such a great weekend for me to see. Like it was affirming. It made me realize it made me realize like we can change the world and we can show people like we're just as human as like y'all as the next person. We're just we can be just as good as a regular person. We just so happen to have this thing about us that doesn't really affect any of y'all or anyone else. We're normal. We're people. And y'all didn't see that about y'all didn't see my transness. Y'all saw me. You saw Nikki, and
Mhm.
y'all love that. Feel like I can use that to just change the world, like Diana does. She uses her being an Amazon and using her ideals and her talent and her courage to change the world. And that's why I relate to her on such a like deep level.
Well, and now you are someone's Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it's kind of scary to think about, but I did like take a step back and like take a deep dive into my like what's going on with me. I'm like, damn, like, I am someone's Wonder Woman now. Like I'm not to sound egotistical or whatever, but like I'm someone's gateway into thinking they can do this too. I'm like, shit, like, wow, kind of crazy, you know?
Yep. Corey, I feel like I've been taking over. Do you have anything you want to bring
No,
up
you're
or?
good. I'm just enjoying the hell out of it.
So I did to prepare for this. I listened to a couple of old interviews that you did, and one thing
Mhm.
I loved because we hype it up so much here because we think it's underrated is the diva era, and you've defended the diva era, saying that you think that it gets more hate than it needs to. So
Yeah.
unpack that for me. Like what is your thoughts on the diva?
Oh, I'm so glad you brought this up. I'm so glad. It's even though I did the answer like in previous interviews, I always have new perspectives also and new outtakes, you know? So for me, I feel like right now okay, let me start from the top for it. What brought me into wrestling, what made me fall in love with it was the Divas era.
Okay.
Before I didn't see Triple H. I didn't see a Japanese match. I didn't see any of that shit. I just saw Trish Stratus wrestle Tori, Victoria, and Candice Michelle while she was with Ashley and Mickey James on the other side in a match on Raw, the Divas. That's what I know. That's what got me. Trish Stratus was my gateway into loving wrestling and just like going into a deep dive with it. But after Trish Stratus, after I started watching consistently, it was very much like Mickey James, Melina, Shawn McCool, Beth Phoenix, like all these divas that were in that era, like it's 2007 and so on, like I grew up with. Like I literally every time ever watched wrestling, I didn't care about anything else the men were doing. I didn't care. I watched it, but it didn't really impact me because like okay, the men. I knew what the men were doing. I paid attention, but what really spoke to me and what really grasped me was the divas. Because they had like this glitz and this glamour. They looked so beautiful, while at the same time they were kicking ass. Trish Stratus to me was the ultimate bombshell, and I want to be like that. And she really spoke to me. And from when I was young, I just loved the idea of a powerful female archetype, like what Wonder Woman was. Trish Stratus was unapologetic herself. She was like just so powerful. She had like this aura to her, and that pulled me in, and that made me fall in love with her, and made me that's why she became my all-time favorite wrestler. She to me is she's the Wonder Woman of my wrestling, you know? So like well, I grew up with that and I just love them and like they were able to make people understand how impressive it is to be able to tell a story in a span of 2 to 5 minutes. Because literally, if you give a male wrestler 3 minutes to tell a story in a match, he'll probably fucking shit himself and have a hard time doing that. But to me, the divas were this like way of like, okay. we'll go 3 minutes. We'll show our personalities. We'll have a clear indication of who's the bad girl, who's the good girl, who you should root for, who you should root against, and what the story needs to be told. And I appreciate that, and I don't think people appreciate that enough. Especially like, sure, so some of the wrestling ability wasn't the greatest, but at the same time, sometimes they didn't really need that to tell what they need to be told. I felt like that stuck with me for so long because, and that's what made me really value character work so much, and what made me want to like, made me value what I can bring to the table when it comes to my looks and like what my gear and all that stuff, And I feel like that's also kind of like in some cases I don't. Like some cases, I don't get taken as seriously as I should be sometimes because like people say, "Oh, she didn't watch Okada or whatever because whatever." Like I didn't watch a Japanese wrestling match, or I didn't watch the indie darlings do their thing, or I don't pay attention to that. Sorry, it's all I grew up on. Like because I value what the divas do, and I use them as my inspiration doesn't mean I'm make me any less of a wrestler as the next person. Sorry, I can still fucking go in the ring. Like half the moves I do, like literally half of my moveset is dedicated to the divas. I do the Trish Stratus, stratosphere. My one of my finishes is the chick kick. Like I do a Bella Buster. My moves is diva centric, but at the same time, I deliver them in such a good way
Hmm.
to a point where I'm able to put on some great ass matches with a lot of great ass people. All because a girl grew up on a diva doesn't mean she can't go. That's what it is. And it's also like a gateway for gay people too, like LGBTQ. They grew up on a divas too. But the problem is sometimes you'll run into like a crowd where a crowd of wrestling fans who think they don't count as the audience to reach. If that makes sense. Oh my God, I'm kind of stumbling my words. But they don't count a specific audience in the wrestling community because they're not the typical, they don't follow the typical masculine man, smutty who's just doing some fucking brain buster and shit. There's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, a lot of people are not gonna identify with that. But people really identify with like what Flair is doing with her gear, or what Chelsea Green is doing, what Tiffany's doing, what Bianca or Naomi is doing, or Jade. Like people care about the girls. They
Hmm.
just want to see the girls, and that's okay. That's perfectly okay. Like they're pulling in a specific audience that you don't understand. Like you don't have to understand because it's not for you. Like if you don't enjoy them, that's great. That's not they're not for you in the first place. But there's a big ass bulk audience that love that shit, and I'm one of them. That's what it is. Like that. And to me, the divas are very much like whether it's the divas title, the classic women's title, whatever. All the belts. I grew up with all the belts. I grew up with them in general. They raised me. They raised who Nikki Winters was is supposed to be. And that's why I will always try to leave it there. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
the Divas era gets a lot of hate, and to be fair, there were some things that definitely deserved to be hated on.
Yeah,
But
of
there was a
course.
lot of really talented women that just
Yes.
didn't get the opportunity and the time to
Mhm.
show what they could do.
Exactly. Exactly.
And people hate on that Divas belt. That title was fire. That butterfly title was amazing.
And you know how I feel about butterflies, and I just loved it. I wish it was I wish it was like golden pink instead of like silver and pink. But like either way, like the title was cute. I literally have a fucking picture with it on my Twitter profile
Hmm.
for one of my promo shoots, and that's how Nikki Bella noticed me. Like that's how made her follow me. She said, you know what? Oh yeah, I like her. Follow
Hmm.
on X, Instagram. So like, come on. And I'm honestly proud to be a diva. Like I don't care. Like that works not a bad thing for me. Especially Beyonce. Beyonce made it even better than it is. So like, come on. I'm a diva, and that's what's going to be always.
Yeah. Um, I want to do some rapid fire if you don't mind. We just got a
Let's
couple
do
of
it.
real quick hit questions.
Yeah,
I feel like this one I already know the answer to, but Wonder Woman or Batman?
Wonder Woman, of course. I'm sorry. Like Batman, get put on my face respectfully.
Very good.
I do love the X Men too. I love the X Men. Also a Marvel girl. Like Jean Grey is also my second favorite hero in general,
Okay.
especially the Phoenix motif and like burning away what didn't work and then rising and becoming something so much better. Love Jean Grey. Storm and Emma Frost, like they're my main three Marvel girls. But
Wonderful.
continue.
Wonderful. Best wrestling gear ever.
That's you can't do that. Oh my god.
No, you can't. No, I look. I hadn't seen this one. No, you. No, we're moving on. You can't pick one.
But
There's
maybe
been
maybe
so
I can
many
do
good
five.
years.
That'll work.
Five. Okay. So there's no particular order, of course. Bianca Belair's WrestleMania, I think it was 39 or 40. For 40, WrestleMania 40, the Golden Roses. That one. Nikki Bella's Bella Gone Bad Look. I'm cooking something up with that one too. Sneak peek. That's an exclusive. I'm cooking something up with that. Naomi's Perceived Precaution Gear, of course, always. Who else? Charlotte Flair's yeah, Charlotte has so many fucking good ones. Oh my god,
Right?
Charlotte has so many good ones.
Charlotte's pretty much anything she wears is just a fire outfit. It just
Truly, I
always
always
so
tell her
good.
like, girl, can I borrow that real quick? But honestly, Charlotte's if I had to pick, it would be her Rumble gear that she returned from the Rumble she returned.
Yeah.
The red, it was a lot going on with like the buckles and stuff, but I still love it so much. It was cute, like especially her promo shots, and they were great. The final one is going to be a Trish Stratus gear. It's she wore it against Melina I'm trying to remember which pay per view it was. Unforgiven, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong, but it was like the black corset little thingy, but with the pink strings,
Okay.
the pink bra, and then like the pink and then the strings on her thighs. That right there, like that was just Trish Stratus out. Like whenever
Yeah.
like someone wears a gear that's like them, that was a Trish Stratus gear. There's no denying it. Like when you look at it, it's gonna be Trish Stratus. That's what it is.
Okay.
Top five. Top five.
To make it not so difficult to get down with one, I'll do top five on this too. Top five Diva era wrestlers.
My number one is always gonna be Trish Stratus. Always, always, always. My number two, Nikki Bella.
Okay.
My number three is going to be Mickey James or
Okay.
Melina. And five, Brie Bella.
I can't get with that one. I can't get with that one.
You don't think so?
No, I'm a Brie hater. I hate to say it. I am a Brie hater. My fifth one would have been Beth Phoenix.
That didn't do it for me too much, but Michelle McCool did a lot for me too. But Brie, to me, Brie was very much Brie. I will always die on this hill. Brie is a fucking shooter. I'm sorry, she's a shooter. Like what the way I've seen her moving in 2015, and I've seen her move now. She's stepped her pussy up so much, especially wrestling wise. Like I'm watching her steps, and she's fucking killing it. Especially because back then, like when Bree's prime, I'm gonna say it was her prime before she retired, like she was going at it with Charlotte. That was a great fucking match. And like the way she was just like her transitions, her submissions, the way she sold, it just to me, that's what makes such a fun, great wrestler. And I think people just don't give her a lot of credit for that. And like that to me, like I love Brie down for that.
Okay. Most underrated woman in wrestling today.
Today, oh damn, this is a interesting one. Alani on NXT. I love her down. Love her. It's a fucking shame. We haven't seen her win the NXT Women's title yet. Like she should have been
She
won
will.
that
She's
title.
next.
She needs
She's
to.
next.
Like no ifs, ands, or buts. She needs to. Who else? Damn. Um, I would say I want to. I was gonna hold Bianca's like one of my go tos, you know. But I would. I don't know. I want to say she's underrated, but at the same time, it's like people have been kind of like pushing her down a little bit. I don't like that. Kalani. Who else? Damn, it's hard. I'm really like going through my archives right now, in my brain, as you can see. Yeah, myself.
There
Why
you go.
not? Myself. I'm underrated, like, girl, but book the dog, baby. Come on, like, yeah, I can add so much to your show that you wouldn't even know. Um, yeah, I'll say a third one just for like cute season stuff. And a good third one to me would be Soruka. Was
Okay.
fucking
Hmm.
incredible,
Yeah, she is.
incredible. Like the hat. Usually, I'm the first bitch to be like, I can try to. I might actually think I can do something. I can do that. I can do the shit she do. I cannot. I cannot. Like that scares me. So actually, you know what? I want to sneak this one in. Nikki Bella again. Nikki, to me, has always, especially when it comes to the internet wrestling community, has always been on because she's just pretty.
Mhm.
Nikki Bella is a fucking shooter. She's a shooter. She's top. She's like top tier. She's underrated. And I will stand by that.
I can get behind you on that one.
Forever.
Nikki is
I'm a
always kind
big
of
Nikki
pushed
fan.
under.
I am a huge
Yes.
Nikki fan.
Yes. I always give her flowers whenever I can. Like, and she always appreciates it when I do. But like, she's definitely like, to me, she's right behind Trish Stratus and that's my favorites. Like, come on, that's what it is. But it hurts when people underestimate her and like kind of like devalue her. But like when she adds so much to a division and adds so much to like the wrestling match itself, Nikki Bella for sure.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go into our final question. It's something we always talk about, and ironically enough, you actually brought it up in one of your stories there, as far as people liking what they like, and they can just not like what they don't like, and they don't have to
Mhm.
talk crap about it. But
Right.
around here, we always say wrestling is a buffet. There's a little bit for everyone at the table, from classics to chaos to comfort food, whatever there is on the buffet, you can go have whatever
Right.
you want. Um, right now, what are three things that are in the wrestling buffet that you are personally enjoying?
Girls. I love the bitches. I'm sorry. The girls. Like they're to me like never stop. The girls. Come on. But the gears. The gears. I love the gears so much. And damn. The outlandish storylines. We were lacking that, and like the outlandish storylines just like if they're done right, of course.
Mhm.
They have to be done
Right.
right. But to me, like I said, I grew up with the divas, and like the Mickey James and Trish Stratus obsession storyline was fucking
So good.
fantastic,
It was so
fantastic,
well done too.
so well done. And I feel like we're losing the year. We're not being creative as we were back then. Like we're losing the campiness that made it so much fun. And then another storyline that really made me just like holy shit, like this is kind of fun is the Trish and Lita one when Trish was just being such a bitch to Lita. It was like she was tormenting Lita over and over again. Like, yes, there are some things I wouldn't really fly today, but at the same time, it was fun. I feel like if you're creative enough and you're smart enough, you can really write a storyline that's just like that, but at the same time, and not too crazy like that it was before. We're lacking a lot of like original storylines that have a big payoff and like a big message and all that stuff. And like, because not for to me, not all wrestling matches should be about I just want to whip your ass, and win the title. That's it. It's boring to me. Well, okay, like that's every single wrestling storyline going. I want something so original and so great that I'm gonna remember it because people remember storylines, but they don't remember matches sometimes. That's what it is. And not,
True.
also most majority of the time, they're gonna remember the matches because of the storylines.
Mhm.
Like I can't recall a whole match that a whole match entirely when it comes to like people doing it. But I can't recall certain highlights that were done to fit the storyline narrative.
Yeah.
Trish Stratus versus Mickey James at WrestleMania when Trish did the shit kick on Mickey outside the ring, but she hit her fucking foot on the post. Genius. Then it also like for like wrestling, my wrestler brain, it just shows like Trish Stratus is so much fucking better than we think she is because she literally changed around her moveset and changed around her psychology in order to sell the story that her legs fucked up.
Right.
And then we have the infamous pussy lick thing or pussy grab, that Mickey did. It was just tea. It was too
Mhm.
good. Like that right there, that wouldn't hit as hard as it needed to be if it didn't have the storyline that it had.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big person on the outlandish. I love the big storylines and all that stuff. And
Yeah,
it seems like people forget that we're talking about a business where people don't wear pants and they fight over a belt. It's supposed to be silly. It's it's not. You don't need to look at it and see real
yeah.
life all the time.
And that's what like that. I'm even loving what Dan Houser is doing. Like anytime he appears on like TV, he's just so much fun because it's outlandish, and it's so fucking ridiculous, but it's
Mhm.
just so much fun to watch, and it makes me remember. what he's about and what he's doing and stuff. It's fun. It's
And
fun. And like people are taking this shit too seriously. That's the problem.
another one for me that fits that category is Chelsea. She
Yeah.
has maximized every minute she's got. She
Yeah.
earned that title. I was so excited to find out she'd won that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
she makes it fun. She'll do anything to get
Mhm.
you on TV.
Yeah. It's fun. It's like I love like I wish that we gave our girls more storylines to do, more. I can go on a whole tangent about that. Like I said, I used to run a wrestling blog, but I won't because
No,
But
I'm with you on that. That's been one of my biggest complaints for years.
yeah,
Is
yeah, it's
women's
like
wrestling's amazing, and you're giving them these dumbass stories that don't make any sense, and then you just drop
exactly.
them for no reason. And it's not just WWE; it's AEW, it's
Yeah,
all of them. They're all doing it. It's one of my biggest complaints with AEW is so many
exactly.
storylines get started and then just stop.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what made me appreciate like the Tony Storm and Mariah May or Boyfriend Rose storyline. It was just so good. It was good. I enjoyed that one. That was one that was like I
That
feel
was
like it
amazing.
was amazing. And that it just shows like you can like you can do that. You're just not doing it because like
Yeah.
the amount of work y'all put in that like that was kid phenomenal. It could like the match itself, like everything, the gag spots, things that were happening, the gear Blake, well, see, the gear Mariah wore, the whole mock-up wedding dress, it was genius. Like, everything that they did in the match and like in the overall story, it was very much reminiscent of Trish and Mickey, very much. Just like modernized. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like these storylines, like past storylines, can work if you just rewrite them to modernize them and make them more like more appropriate, and it'll be money.
Yeah.
It's fine. But I digress. What do I know?
You know a lot. You're mirroring a lot of stuff that we're talking about. I've said numerous times, like obviously I'm just a guy in a chair, but I've always said like I think booking committees or people that book like there should be someone for every division, and
Yeah,
then that way things like that don't get lost because like they'll focus
exactly,
on the men's world title. Well, now you've women's world title is crap because we're not focusing on it. Tag teams have
exactly,
become a lost thing because we're not focusing on it. Like you need someone to focus on that division at all times, so there's something going
exactly,
on.
exactly, exactly. I feel like it's just, you know, I feel like they're always neglecting so many things. And that's why, like, even like now, like for me, one of my biggest gripes WWE particularly has is like when it comes to the women's tag team division, whenever like a women's tag team loses the title, they always force the girls to just break up or just like turn on each other. And I'm like, they don't have to do that. Like, y'all can literally just make them split up organically and just like, all right, we lost the titles. You still my girl, but I'm gonna go over here, you go over there. We'll come back to each other soon, but I want to focus on this.
Right.
That's fine. That's
That
fine. Like, every tag team doesn't need to end with betrayal. It doesn't.
Right.
It really
we've
doesn't.
talked about it like the Street Profits. It's inevitable. They're going to split them up.
Yeah,
And it's not a shot at Dawkins, but Montez is clearly the Shawn Michaels of that group. If you do a betrayal storyline with him, I'm going to be so pissed.
it just wouldn't work. It doesn't need to. It doesn't need to happen. Like
Right.
let Montez and just be and Montez and Dawkins just like, hey, we have this. We're gonna be brothers, but like I'm gonna focus on this. You focus on that. Have them in their respective divisions and have them compete for something else. At the same time, keeping those street profits alive. We don't need to split up every single tag team because they lost the
Yes,
title.
Right.
That just annoys
yes.
me a lot.
I mean,
You
like
know?
the New Day is a perfect example of that. Like, aside from the last little bit, because they had the thing with Big E, unfortunately not being able to wrestle
Yeah,
anymore, so they kind of tried to play with that a little bit. But like, that was the whole point of them, is they're like, we're going to be a team forever.
yeah.
There's no
And they
reason
did
you got to turn on each other.
exactly. Like they literally had Kofi go after the big one while Xavier and E just focused on like the tag team division. Like that's fine. Guys. Like
Yeah.
we need more of that. We don't
and
need to
and
keep
the
breaking them up.
cinema that brought us, because the tag team match
Exactly.
of them Usos sacrificing themselves for
Yeah.
their wrestling soulmates, saying like, look, get it,
Exactly.
we're gone.
Exactly. It can build so much, and I'm like, oh, just take like we need more of that. And we
Mhm.
don't have that. That's what pisses me off at times.
You're
But
not wrong.
Not
We
wrong at
bitch
all.
about it all the time.
Yep. I feel like we could sit here and talk all night, but obviously it's hit past the hour. I don't want to take all of your time for the night. Before we go, though, the floor is yours. Tell everybody where they can find you, where they can follow your work,
Ooh,
anything you got coming up that you want to tell us about.
yes, yes. You can follow me on all platforms. The Nikki Winters, Instagram, X, Facebook. I guess well, who do you say
We're
Facebook
trying to
doesn't
get
want it,
back on
right?
there too. It's weird that that's coming back into being a thing.
Yeah, honestly, like I really didn't want it to, but for TikTok is Nikki.dreams because I guess I gotta change that actually. Now that I think about it, but regardless, um, like I'm going to be at Blitzkrieg Pro this weekend.
Oh,
I don't know what's gonna happen yet, but just keep your eyes peeled. But you just keep your eyes peeled. Yes. Um, yeah, that's it right now until I announce it at least. But like, yeah, that's it. Also, keep an eye out for my gears because I'm working on something very special that I shared. So
All right, and I went ahead and put all of her socials in our description as well of this. And just for a little shout out, I also put T2Ts in there as well. Yeah,
yes,
definitely go give
yes,
them some love as well. Getting some new, young, fresh talent into the business is something that we need all the time, as we see now that we
exactly.
have 55-year-old world champions. We could definitely use some younger talent out there. Um, but anyway, we appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for the opportunity to
Thank you
sit
for
down and
having me.
talk
I
to
had
us.
so much fun.
That's
Like I said, I'm a yapper. I will talk your ear off. It's
that's
amazing.
anytime
wonderful.
you want to come back, anytime you want to come back, shoot us a
Yes.
message. We're in. We're
Yep.
down.
Sounds good. Thank you for
Um,
having me. Honestly, have fun.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I'd want you on just like our regular show, where
Right?
like it's just us having more fun, rather than just having conversations. But like I'd love to see you come back, obviously. But appreciate you being here. We'd love to have you any other time. And with that, everybody, we are officially kicking out. So in the meantime and in between time, we will catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
Here's the cover. Can he do it? Kick out at 2. We stand together with pride worldwide.